Ebusa mo bibi akwaba enfambra Pinax TV eso ensembebre energy te se e Ghana hanum se na ye de ebre ahwefo ene Ghana obepie mu e wa hanum se fie nnwumra ye ba nei te se Ghana fo bebre na na ebo se ebosi hehe ni nyina efa eye Ghana yesa na hene a wabesene ekometwe Raken Ofori Atta ehu esanse chema akupie mu e wo US monten so de na te se na so aye hye papa efidie bi ache no akamese Ghana for kase wo mo trap no achi be laba trap way there achi Ken Ofori Atta ebi say what is exactly going on e wo USA Virginia to be precise esanse chema ebia ye be hu se Ken Ofori Atta wa be pie mu e wo Ghana ha me kire say the Ghana for e trending e special prosecutor Kisi Jabi Attorney General Dominica ye ni mu nyina e hwe se wo munsa e be ka e Ken Ofori Atta no it is more likely say Ken Ofori Atta e be ba be pie mu e wo Ghana ene chine ya now yenkoji nsem ni mu entwemu minua be ma Chris e wa ha Chris ma akwa Bamra studios ase
yeah me so
yes and to say Ghana we share the trends are ekoso and I say every day has a trend but and that trend is Ken Ofori Atta na ye tete say Ken Ofori Atta an hwe ya ye betimi ehunu e wo Ghana ene chine ya e den ekoso
yes so ye be ma ya hwefo nyina akwa ba so currently the updates are about yensa kan HSSC ICE or more adetaining a Ken Ofori Atta. Na obi be bisa say Ghana nansia I think Attorney General de be two justice omo de bibia akọ eno na ama we abaya na de bi yebetimi aka say he has been detained because of a visa violations bi kakra e wo ho and na masisi o ma detaining no na ye be kai ye ho kakra nche bi I think November mu ho and Manase has already exposed bi ba ye say wa hwemo hu say by 14th of February e james we kra aba yes, no, said by 14th of February, you know, former finance minister, ne visa or the US, he will become vulnerable. And you know, that is the good news. I met me as a Ghana for or more Aswati as CAD. Some manas as really kind, you know, Abema, former finance minister, has been detained in US by ICE. Abeda mountain so ameti ara se Ghana for do na ni aje wo
nti se meti wase dia na chese ye Ken Ofori Atta ade a US immigration and so okay and it's not just a speculation and as a rumor be it is real say
yes.
ebusuafo na chese we na ejina so a Ghana for bebre na eni age say Ken Ofori Atta enche oba be pie mu e wo Ghana ha into we share screens so we official websites of the Department of Homeland Security US Immigration and Customs Enforcement ane enti we share and someone was screens no eswa or say Kenneth Nanayao Ofori Atta country Ghana status in ICE custody state I think it's Virginia and also current detention facility Caroline detention facility international say and sema koso no no kre say yera Ken Ofori Atta ade a ensa asonimu a US Immigration Customs Enforcement for ankasa wo mo website so na wo mo this information we have to ha ye say the yehu no we your screens no so no na che say bibia etwe mu say Ken Ofori Atta sabre de na so ayehia ya che no ede no atumu akwakofa ensembebre any conversations ababeto Ghana for anwa obi echem say see ye kan say den ya udwane nyame a o share na say intuition and social screens so there's another shot from the same website or say Kenneth Nanayao Ofori Atta country of birth Ghana and a current detention facility said them di kan you know and no what screens no so it ultimu say Ken Ofori Atta sabre there or team fifre ankasa o bleedy now Chris before no amount for bebre ka say we ebetimi ama yetimi extradite Ken Ofori Atta to Ghana.
Yes, I don't think so. Sisi Ghana extradition process and as a request the call any day and no da baby mudi hujuma. But then this one there between Ken Ofori Atta and the immigration of the United States of America.
Okay.
We are hoping say near to 2 years. Second of Atta as a former finance minister will be Ghana and a through deportation.
Okay.
Hence, a through deportation, the bit me a man be pim Ghana. See, but then and near be brave and I cost because currently we know say on it the lawyers. Even before I ever be detaining no didn't kind of petition acquire or seeking for an extension for the stay in the United States of America. And this extension no ya idea omuguswa omu eka wasem. And this omu probably he can be asked to pay for a penalty. What I say for overstaying, no, so that a bit me our antenna manet na kakra atena ho kakra so they can process the petition or their call for a extension, no, and no honum. Then we are looking for about a bit me atena for more than 180 days or 130 days or plus, and so that is the maximum. Into within that process, no, be bit me. I expedite the process, the petition or the accord. Now, on my end, and Temaman, and that means the stay will be extended. And yes, answer I name say President Donald Trump or they are about to just $1 million for green card and a permanent stay in the United States. Into no say and also so to me and temno kutia. I mean, and Ghana for more person, they can over at Tababano and here President Trump no. Or no, or I mean,
what
so
benefits US?
So it's me with ya, Nasi Canada, United States of America, Mukofex, Munqua, the NA, or bet me Asher and so na why the amount. But the extradition process no can also cover the petition or the accord. And I say impossible to $1 million. Now still now he has a Ghanaian origin. Say process needs to be caught. Ness a bonus on the beba extradition in there a bit me abaso. So we still have other videos I ever hear prior to this.
Okay, it was for a year share a video of a year and some why about a year Ofori Atta.
News just coming through. Some news is just breaking news right now, fresh on the plate. This is Ghana Tonight. Just coming through, breaking news right now, and this is with regards to Kenneth Nanaya Ofori Atta, the former finance minister of the Republic of Ghana. And Mr. Kujo, we're talking about oral, and this news has just hit us right now. And we're going to put a statement from his lawyers on the screen. That is Menka Premo, Osebonsu, Bruce, Kathleen, and partners. They say, the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, as of yesterday, detained the former Minister for Finance, Kenneth Ofori Atta, regarding the status of his current stay in the United States. His U.S. legal team is in contact with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement and expects the matter to be resolved expeditiously. Mr. Ofori Atta has a pending petition for adjustment of status, which authorizes a person to stay in the United States legally past the period of validity of their visa under U.S. law. A change of status by this method is common. The public is therefore advised to note that Mr. Ofori Atta, as a law-abiding person, is fully cooperating with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement to have his issue resolved. And this is coming from his lawyers in Ghana. So I'm just going to go through it. This is a statement we got officially from his lawyers communicating what has happened regarding his stay in the United States. So the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as of yesterday, they have detained the former Minister for Finance, Kenneth Ofori Atta, regarding the status of his current stay in the United States. His U.S. legal team is in contact with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and they expect the matter to be resolved expeditiously. Kenneth Ofori Atta has a pending petition for adjustment of status, which authorizes a person to stay in the U.S. legally past the period of validity of their visa. Under U.S. law, a change of status by this method is common. The public is therefore advised to note that Mr. Kenneth Ofori Atta, as a law-abiding person, is fully cooperating with the ICE, that's the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, to have this issue resolved. So this is the latest coming through, the breaking news right now here on Ghana Tonight. And look, a number of you had referenced a particular publication, but we sought to authenticate it by first hearing from his lawyer. So this is a statement officially communicating what's happened to Kenneth Ofori Atta right now from his lawyers here in Ghana. Well, Zekujo, this is it. This is the latest. And we're talking about oral. He is a subject of oral as well, a number of cases as well that have been looked into. And this is what's happened right now. Zekujo.
This is a good thing, but you see, again, this is the problem I have with my good friend Kenneth Ofori Atta. He's brought all of this onto himself. He should, once ICE picks you up, right, and then detains you, your case now becomes a very, you're fighting your problem, because right now, ICE is treating you as some sort of a criminal, right? Now you probably will stay your visa, you're not going to apply. And in the process of applying, they'll say, you are facing some issues back home. They'll bangle you and throw you back here. He better praise that his lawyers are up to the game, because Trump don't play. They don't play. Once they say you are cited for criminal issues in Ghana, your problems have multiplied by several fold. And I think I blame his lawyers. They badly advised him. Everybody who spoke it on his behalf was badly advising him. He should have come to Ghana long ago rather than being detained by ICE. ICE would make you like you tell him to. I don't think it's a good reputation he wants to get for himself out there. I thought it's really awful. It's really
news just coming through. Some news is just breaking news right now, fresh on the plate. This is Ghana Tonight.
All right, so that was the breaking news and a breaky. So that was Kenneth Ofori Atta and the lawyers on release on the buyer prior to any detainment. You are detaining in United States of America. So say open backup. That is the confirmation from the lawyers. And this is on my website. HS yes, indeed, the man has been detained. Honum. And yes. Now we are talking about the fact that ABA, so we be PM Ghana has an ABA deportation. Deportation ABA the PM Ghana and aside that in a day, ABA not yensem I can say he has become vulnerable. He has become vulnerable and in a bit in PM. Now a process of extradition in the Omuguswa.
Yes, and he said in a report, ne can say and the lawyers at the release aba omuchum said they are working effectively. Say omobetimi a release a Ken Ofori Atta. Before I move to the next story, the question is, Osha, how many days and as a lawyers for you case omudi Ken asem yechi say be in a free detention be take and I say possible say ni menimi
Oh, for the say be releasing no. You see, the releasing this will be releasing or US. I'ma come back to the life in the United States.
Okay.
And no any process as you see, and the lawyers in the Guswa will try some be fight here, man no. But a lot of people were talking about the fact that Utie Franklin Kujo Nensema no di Tujana. I mean, it would have been better saying could be PM Ghana that because by now Kiamani bail. Emma needed and I'm just say Bian going to mean to quite free Ghana has but then if Bianchi Amani bail and corded the nama, I mean ultimately the court ba invite you and walk now I count some. But then to see a baby Akodruno and say he's been detained, which is it is kind of embarrassing to a Ken Ofori Atta, former finance minister, if he Papa be Ghana ha. I think there were some videos of the detention center and how the place looks like. Some normal students' mattress be and at the hall, then there is a pillow.
That's a whole guy.
A room in the fair, but then Sanko Benya the king size mattress bed be adaso back home in Ghana here no akoma baby this year wakwa copy baby ama akoye a different thing
but Ghana for be say sana sa detention e wo US ne tie dia ene omu person omu agya tum so omu da prison wo Ghana because ebi mu say sa detention center no kra fe chen omu dan omu dem.
Well makes me like I said to sad here, but you were asking about how many days waiting me be you know say actually say you know say on one gasa beji atum say yemfa ne mra Ghana one and as I see a process a course so say or say you releasing is also another thing. It will take some time because it's not someone who is going to agree say oh me gasa maji atum monfa mra Ghana and then kechina ne na year acha by Monday the name so Ghana has say but then because he's still fighting his way to stay in US.
Okay.
It is going to be a different thing because I'm going to go through that process. No, only a day. It's going to be some. Franklin Kujo was talking about the fact that if they get to know say who issues were Ghana, I know the tentem. I mean that's not how the whole thing is going to be. That's not how the whole thing is going to be. It's a process of the immigration. Say a boa they will bring you. Say utimino lawyers neka. And as our lawyers need to be fighting now, now you extend them out, and also a different thing. So let's hope, sir, ebia deportation a bit me abaso.
Okay, but then on say see stories of people being deported. They be omuka say oh, and US there and now no need there. Ye chill so on krate u pe be chill when e hwa ye ma okra nko ba bia nko fa onyama kra. Ne ye deport ye detenu kakra bia ne edu discipline mu ne ye de waba but ye shake Ofori Atta dey gradually e ya keka ko be 24 hours ni that is that telling us say the Ghana for ani age o mu jubilate say o can betimi aba back to Ghana no o mu forget about it ana
I mean no say ye bechi obi na animu ya de na ba e kire say first of all how you moved from how you switched between borders and how you moved from your mother country to that particular country illegal.
Okay.
Do you understand? But then if you go through the right process now copy let's say why overstay first of all no cry no more penalty what I say so it's a different thing or something they are paying $150,000 or $15,000 yeah that is how much they are paying and also you can request to pay and also another instance I bet me man at na ho no mache nti omo a yesi e che wa omo e ma ngo fa na wu kwa no ye ba oso wu dwane what I say now that means nothing about you is legal e wo krom ho no nti momo sa ne de mostly no mo che mo na omo de mo baba then someone like Ofori Atta when say ofri legally and copy me wo ho no just wa overstay nti you see what is the process on one kasa no on immigration for no wa asem o say ehwe ne can free ho and son na ya hwe say de ne beba and I say the extension omo be dia tuma ma na say I mean any of them
okay ebusia for enti eye Ofori Atta and say ma ekoso no na chese utimi say a lot of people are very interested in the fact say omo pese obepie mu ewo eye Ghana crude mu but assistance now no abroche de obeti say abroche the system eye adwuma e ka system and e ka system it's in the chess system and they know what they're talking about enye Ghana ha hu ne call left and right and all that but then e was say omo etimi follow the due process say the enua be man can obi a bia kayechi ne ya ne abona ba no ono de ni case ni different bia criminal activities fremu kakra bia the illegal kwan so ne fa so ru akro mu ni ade ni nyina ka ho bi eno nti na bia sa nipa ne be deport ne ni but Ofori Atta etimi afa lawyers and lawyers for egusu a omo edi jumede no ho de na chese utimi say ebekoye but then you hu say Ofori Atta already has been na ye hunted no minka ne say he was manhunted by the special prosecutor the attorney general do you think say at this point so metimi de omha ko ruru mu kakra na nka ye jai ken na mo ade nipa ne se ne braso
on say and no now that Franklin Kujo was talking about say at this point nonka yema omo hu say this particular person now mo detaining no and who asem Ghana
okay
what I say but then you have already sent a request for say ye be extradition aba Ghana. You have to focus on that particular one because you see also you when him say oh mati say I say swatch and any menfa men say monko ho are you who jai the request now they are call formally no share immigration for on the side and that one immigration assem is between the panel individually and then immigration for no. There is no third person. Do you understand? If the immigration for it to go through the process, let's say you deporting it, yeah, fine. But then as it stands now, I mean, the one thing that people were also talking about no is the fact that the lawyers didn't even help. Do you understand? Because said they can't say no. And when we are now some buy no, and also to me ba. Do you understand? I wasn't quoting me ba, but what's now why people are asking this is it that and some idea born no credit room and ama omo a delay ne back to Ghana na said it's a whole lot see and is it that say you be deporting say you deporting na the lawyers need to be fighting here extending now or bet me stay $1 million President Trump so the other two is another avenue a bet me a permanent even a permanent stay in the United States of America and yes indeed he's been detained hoping say deportation bet me and yes idea is going to be the same story that we've been talking about for over a year now.
Okay. Abuja for was ansem we ya ekoswa efa era Ofori Atta ehono a lot of contributions have been made among for bebre ena akasa ede afa eye ensem we ehome no ka say eye Oliver eye vomowo ababontin ababe kasa ede afa eye era Ofori Atta chi ayache no no eho amasabi amanfo chemu say na se ken ensem we a lot of people were so much interested in it. It was surprise you to know ensema Oliver vomowo ede ababe to emonten na o chiremu ana say at some point sebe Ofori Atta ede adwin bi ehye Ghana futrim now we share ensema or try or see if Ofori Atta had come he would have been given bail there and there no matter the amount of Ghana money he would be accused of stealing. Bail refusal in Ghana is only for poor people charged with low-level misdemeanor offenses. Now see, until now, Oliver Sonsema or person trying to say, "Senka Ofori Atta ye na dwene ye," and a bra kisi jabeng started say omra ye di interpol ni ade nyina to no so na busuanfo be twetwe so yare and we going through surgery ni operations ni ade and oba Ghana ankasebe ye the charge ni bon po ni ye china den ye be grant ni bail because we share the likes of Kofi Akpalu chema wuntumi mu nyina edubu ahin mu nyina kopiepie mu wo ho no they all sebe one way or the other no ade a sebe yejai wo mo ema wo ekoye amen enye say yejai wo kira keke but they granted them bail and he said they won screens no so no say US Immigration and Customs eguso a sebe ni nyina efa Ofori Atta ehu yenkohwe video we mra na yento aso
Amigo, não tem problema, amigo, eu não tenho problema, amigo. Hold on, P, man. Sorry. Move back. Out the way, bro. Out the way. You're gonna get knocked down. Move. Right.
Allegedly, Yetrim said this was timer a year ice for Ekotebri, year Ken Ofori Atta. International say, Osha said the Ekona. I'm sure that is how things unfolded.
Yes, I mean this is a video and Ghanaians were using to mock. I mean how ice for moba were catching on befawa how mo pijao free hunting. I don't know the as we saw na Ofori Atta, but then that is how people felt say. Ice for about 10 or before. This is how or more a treaty near day. So that was a replica video. Let me say how the whole thing unfolded. But then me aka say ebia Ofori Atta onya hoɔden fan resist said na abrante no e dey resist wo honom no enti this is a particular video where people are using it to show how the whole thing unfolded.
Okay. For na in same way also with regards to a year Ofori Atta, private legal practitioner Martin Pebu and so ababe kasa ediafa asem we ho a wono so atre na dwene yenko na yenkotie ensema ono so ede etuja.
Okay, yes. So lawyer Martin Pebu so the nensem ebetuja about what is currently going on with a former finance minister Ofori Atta about the detention abba no any first person okasa fa ho kire say it is very embarrassing say former finance minister of Ghana who bibia of Ghana has say na and some say at all na you have to go through ICE and may detain you because on krata ewu and I say we stay we be stay United States of America na ewu ntino or say be foul e could detain you. Talking about the fact that said Oliver they were too just say or senka or bad no he's lawyer Martin Pebu was also talking about the fact that you're starting in seminar and was oba because assemno you know how the whole thing the scene was created. There was a point nenka oba enkoye says Rambo style of yabechi unibino because asemno a brass kakra time was almost started the letters by so Irene and and as at that time not tempest not calm it down crank bit me about maybe 1 or 2 3 invites be not then all this kind of speculation people have their views and somebody the born and said but now say he's trying to run away from say a baby foul so people you see. People are talking about the fact that they want to see the man in handcuffs because when we say allegedly Papa no Ghana sika. Do you understand? And lawyer Martin Pebu was talking about the fact that it's very embarrassing that he should have come to Ghana long time ago and all this nema we na we nko enkodru baby akwa kodru.
Ebusia in same way ekoso no na Yera Franklin Kujo ono nso eba bonten ebe kan sembi efa ho ansa na no yenkohwe video wemba.
And the information we have so far, what do you anticipate as regards this extradition process and this new twist to its detention by ICE?
Yeah, so what I anticipate is a long drawn out bloody battle in court. Yes, because he's going to fight tooth and nail. He's going to fight tooth and nail. So far, based on the strictures, based on the tricks he has shown, he says he will come today, he doesn't come, and etc. You remember the stories the OSP was giving us, those cock and bull stories. And you know, we've not spared Kisei Jabin for his role in allowing Ofori Atta to flee. So if you look at the story from last year, January, a year ago, and all the stories, I was going to do surgery. He said he was going to do surgery. The surgery didn't come on, and he never informed the special prosecutor and never came to Ghana, etc. If we use those facts to analyze, then he's going to fight it in court. He's not going to just throw in the towel. But I always mention that at any point in time, maybe when Akufo-Addo and co prevail upon him, because, you know, Ghanaians are also asking Akufo-Addo that, what is he saying about his cousin not coming? Were we not here when he said nobody in his government was corrupt, etc. So now that we have corruption cases against Ofori Atta, and actually I don't use the word cousin, I use brother, because in Twi there is no word for cousin, it's brother. So now that Ofori Atta, Akufo-Addo's brother is facing 5 corruption cases, it's time for Akufo-Addo to step in and ask him to come, because Akufo-Addo, we kept complaining that Ofori Atta is corrupt. Ofori Atta is corrupt, and Akufo-Addo kept denying that no, nobody in his government was corrupt. So now we have it. So Akufo-Addo has to prevail upon him. So if they prevail upon him, yes, early good news. But if we say we should use law, no, I don't see this happening in less than 9 months.
But do you also think that perhaps with ICE coming in now, there's a possibility that he could be deported soon?
Okay, so saying that he's overstayed his visa, so they'll just do it. Remember that the lawyer is stated in the letter, and I have some experience with it, that he has a pending application Oh, if they choose to deport him soon, well, all well and good. You know, Donald Trump's America is a bit different from the America we usually know. So if they want to say that, look, notwithstanding his application, they just want to deport him, they will not do extradition. Okay, it will be better for us. We will be happy. So with what Madam Tete is saying, if hopefully, well, I don't want to go too much into it. So say it is that they will just do a normal deportation because he has violated his visa. We'll be happy for it. But I see the letter also states it, and I also can say that the America I know. I mean, looking at those days we started going to America over 20 years ago. It was common that if you have an application for permanent residence and they've not yet granted, you could stay beyond the 6 months. Yeah, then there is a penalty. And those days is what about $1,000. Yeah, I remember over 20 years ago that used to be at least the law that as the Ghanaian community, the discussions, and there were people who overstayed and got their permanent residence. Lots of Ghanaians, they weren't deported. But remember, I'm not a lawyer or a U.S. lawyer. I'm just a Ghanaian visiting America. So if Madam Tete's information is that we'll have good news, we should pray. But if we are analyzing hard law, it can be longer. I think we can leave it at that.
And perhaps my very last question, you've answered it partially though, but that is in relation to ordinary Ghanaians who overstayed their visas and still got the opportunity to have permanent residency. In the case of Ofori Atta, I heard you say that it may be difficult. Was that to mean that they may not eventually end up getting that for him because of the circumstances surrounding his stay in particular?
When I said difficult, I was talking about the extradition proceedings, not his application for permanent residence. My point is that the extradition proceedings take long. It's not 1 or 2 months matter. That was the context in which I was saying that it may be difficult. That's remember.
For any nsema eye Martin Pebu edi abeto mountain so fathers who Ofori Atta nsema ekoso in some way mu say dem dig kind we've gotten a lot of people reacting to this particular issues our mocho madwene ewo ho Yimani Ghana CEO eye Franklin Kujo ono nso ede nsem aba betuja mnua Bema Chris ewa ha Chris learners mon what eye Franklin Kujo eka.
Yes, Franklin Kujo also the nsem bebre abetuja. He was talking about eye omo etu Ofori Atta omo mutunefo edibi akofra ne lawyers Morgan say omo amboano. And see that is what we have on our screens. Also Ofori Atta's detention by ICE. I blame his lawyers for bad advice. Franklin Kujo. And he also blaming the lawyers for bad advice because onhu ni hu a say Ghana say why wababaimu wabedi juma na uwie no brane be ya no say sika we wo de ye den enema say ehefa ne fire na obeba be ya no na obeye ne te say umba and people are advising him so memma you see enema be brave because omo angasa cry charges are allegedly omo de abono and charges omo de abono no edoso. Okay. It's before cry you be convict with bako ni atwaso no. I mean they have to go through ni nyina omo hwehwe ni nyina emu ansana omo etimi ahwe. We still have it from Franklin Kujo. So the former finance minister is currently held by the immigration and so yes, I mean the advice they said the lawyers no one.
Okay, so as we can see on the screen, also the former finance minister is currently held by the immigration and customs enforcement ICE regarding the status of his current stay in the United States. Reacting to this on TV3's Ghana Tonight, Wednesday, January 7th, Franklin Kujo explained that Ofori Atta's lawyers in Ghana badly advised him against returning to Ghana to face the corruption charges. I blame his lawyers. They badly advised him. Everybody who spoke on his behalf was badly advising him. He stated, according to him, Ofori Atta should have come to Ghana long ago rather than being detained by ICE. In the way, said this is exactly what a year now. Franklin Kujo come. But do you think it was really the advice of the lawyers now number and say it is personal decisions looking at the family and no free mobile because in some nations you send a bush for the press release now the crab bunting.
Yes, I think first of all, the assemble the only person who has to advise you are your lawyers.
Okay.
Because send me sure send the lawyers train and say, oh, brah, say na assembly now, but I mean, you bet me I'll go through be na ya brow so that you be bet me your bill be a condition no any who be asa. I mean, I'm sure Senko Beba, do you understand? He's right to say or more advice no or more because definitely the only person who will speak on your behalf are your lawyers. In Jebekaya, most of the letters that were coming were the lawyers. Okay. And son and the family is also be better. So say the way you treating on any other no money because Papani and you are still making it look as if say what said that no baby no person but then or yari. I said now for almost a year over a year, and you won't say Akufo Addo and Kasaba Bonzian because no, and the lawyers family. Do you understand? And yes, indeed, said your cano, no chromo set or more 24% comrang, maybe a name story quite different from what we are trying to discuss now. Say eyes for detaining, which is kind of embarrassing for a Ghanaian former finance minister.
But I'm sure say every lawyer is a professional, right?
Yeah.
Into lawyer ni be answer no be to the client for no not just say be an 9 CBB so into no more money safe to don't you think so?
Yeah, I'm sure because probably they want to avoid. So about Ghana being pursuing who's a handcuff Gulen they are trying to avoid some of these things.
Okay. So we can ask Yeguso Aye, Council Franklin Kujo described Ofori Atta's legal representatives in Ghana as disappointing people for allowing him overstay his permit in the US and being detained by ICE. His lawyers have been one of the most disappointing people. Plenty talk and look at what they are doing now. They are dealing with ICE right now. It is so disgraceful, he said. They better pray that they don't bungle him and bring him back to Ghana the way he would never had wished. I pray that nothing bad happens to him, he added. I don't think it is a good reputation. I don't think it is a good reputation he wants to get for himself out there, he noted, stressing that the situation does not present a bad reputation for Ken Ofori Atta. In the end, from the perspective where indeed Ken Ofori Atta sebi ya deporting na manaba Ghana. Now, is it not equivalent to the Interpol near extradition? Yeah, the tutu ni sunya. And is I don't know or preventing no asanto no ana. Is that what Franklin is trying to say? You see,
in China, the immigration side is quite different from the request in Ghana. The coin. Yes, you see, sir, obi babu amowesu. And it's a wangasa ube it's quite different.
Okay.
Do you understand? So on one born who say okay, most hear me my ba it is different because say deporting na you Ghana. How free airport then it's going to be very different from Senka no car say or the Nwaba. What I say. So yes, indeed, what Franklin Kujo is saying, and Kabeye Senka or more bad advice and then no bon who so be P Ghana rather than say be a bit deporting and I say input extradition request on the coroner on the process here we know say oh yeah then
so it means it's too late say or no abeka say okay bibi amedri there we am person back Ghana ntino like yema asem ni nyina nkoda na yenye ne semia na meba Ghana
I mean, and you could have done that somewhere April, May, June there.
Okay.
As at that time, Nenko Nwana, remember say April, May, last year 2025, and Kanono Dienka. I mean, I'm for who's a yes on one and Waba try and say he will come and defend in somewhere the idea bono. So see no almost for Swanom the Neba, and I say if he's deported and I say extradited, no be PM Ghana, a bear say. Asem na ye de born ni nyina e bi allegedly o mehu say we no crane na ye mfa nemra ye de ne call ya papa ye betimi adi na asem ya convict na omo de na kotum but then wama asem no say akoye din de amano akoye embarrassing de amano any ade because say one ka sound me so over Do you understand? Now he has to go through the process with the immigration. He has to go through the process with his petitioner or the call for a year extension. No? So that is what we are looking out for.
So does that mean say until say a petition no and as a lawyers nibiti me a jinemuaka and semino ediama a year he will still be in detention?
He will still be, yes, he will still be there. So he will still be in detention.
Prison, no.
He will still be in detention. Now they are fighting for his release. Extension no, and they are also fighting for his release. What I say? So they can release him for a number of days. Proud to say about extending his stay in the amano. What I say? And I say, the process no the petition or the coin yes you deported. Do you understand? So that these are the two things. He has about a number of days. We can extend for him. He can even stay there without the papers for close to 6 months.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Whilst they go through the process and just see releasing a dear, then he will fight the extension. No, do you understand?
So right now the most important thing is he being released.
He being released. That is what the lawyers are fighting for now.
After the release, ni faith.
Yes.
Say obeba back to Ghana and now say obetina honum na extend. So is that trying to expose Akufo Atta in one way or the other? Say papa ni ya na waye na dwen say o magana ha.
I mean, it is very obvious from that at that time I almost started say oyare or koye say junior a lot of people had that view say yes ban on one person Ghana.
Okay, ebusia sorry so ana yekopie in nsem foforo so ameno ka say nsem a efi Ghana Immigration Service wa beto mountain and say okopie mu ewo two bar foreigners me che amanfo bia na say mrante bia wo munye Ghana fo na omoye nipa baku duba ko me che 11 no ade a Ghana Immigration Service for akwako tebiri omo no bebusa say den no moye ana say US chenkrofo omo chenkofo shege na Ghana Immigration Service for bia na so share screens na so the reason for the arrest no and they are to almost 11 foreigners arrested at Tuba Accra for counterfeit money printing na che say we share screens so ebikita briefcase sikanugum omukita broadband Wi-Fi omo de connect ni ade printer nyina omukurukuru bi a che say omo print sikanu wo omo demo a who knows what the 200 cedis wa begina wo store enim waje wasesa no obekọ no ne scan e counterfeit unim se krum han so de ye ni counterfeit e wo hanum say enti na che say Ghana Immigration Service for say this time around no omo mi omedwumedie na omo ni mo pa Chris the information is 11 foreigners apparently omo foreigners they no omo Ghana for but then all hands are pointing to a particular country. Ubetimi actually kura se bi amanfo susu se sankofo dubaku ubetimi efin so.
So you see yesusa no na there were this speculation now it was alleged allegedly people were saying so Oko Nigeria omo di fake ni nyina afra. I mean people were saying
it. Till date they still say it.
Well, I mean till date they mention dance here but Yesusa na yet say so omo di fake ni nyina afra. But then amanfo we bra baji dan obi mo unhu adwuma omo yo so da bi owo ska. Sa ska we so ya na anadwo na omo ta atwa no. So say efi wa beka se mada. Meti se omo dem ho krrr na say omo twagum. I mean a lot of people almost speculate say oh we there ebe yan kofu ya be Nigerians for and because there are some other reports I heard about there are a number of Nigerians are starting omo deport so all fingers were kind of pointing to Nigerians so omo actually Nigerians for pay, but then we are still waiting to get to know nationalities. Then we can also pinpoint directly and say yes, these 11 people are actually 11 foreigners are actually Nigerians.
Yes, and for even aside the counterfeit money printing no, and Sembia almost sound so edible say these people no aside counterfeit money printing almost sound so involved in cyber fraud. I mean normal fraud EBA account, and this is not new. Christmas new last year December you say kind of saying the Minister of Communications Abranti Nidin Kura the saying Sam George Ebekasai about this cyber fraud near the idea which him so much in Krofokra any constituency pram we share list on with the buy and not to say yen you anom alata phone omuna no mo doso pa sebi saboni mu now caution GIS phone so edemano is centered on efira for say na nsem mu nsusu nje just a Ghana ni beje dan komutim ka say Ghana for no omuntua Nigeria for ni tua na e de amom na afi omu di bone enti as you can see on the screen no say 11 foreigners arrested at Tuba in Accra for counterfeit money printing. Ghana Immigration Service. Intino said that me di kan no sa pepepe na yehunu was screens. So say the wager sector command of the Ghana Immigration Service has arrested 11 foreign nationals involved in counterfeit money printing and cyber fraud activities at a residential apartment in Tuba, Accra. Say me di kan cyber fraud and have a counterfeit money printing. Ghana has also this is contained in a press release dated 7th January. Suspects were apprehended during an intelligence-led operation conducted by the Anti-Human Trafficking and Cyber Fraud Task Force Unit of the Wager Sector Command on 5th January 2026. The release stated items seized from the scene include laptops, routers, mobile phone, fake dollar notes, and tabletop printers, photocopier machines. The suspects are currently in custody for further investigations. It's added not to say fake dollars the Akuffo'S bureau you get the thing. So which means it's a very sad one. Say some things like this are happening, and I think the last time and we spoke about the fact that the rent control I'm hearing we have rent control department in Ghana. Then it's high time meeting rules and regulations big landlords. So Ghana landlords
Charlie, rent control rent control cry maybe now more baby or more team maybe cry. I think if you're on a create 2 or more saying. You know, if you are for no, we got you say men are messing me die. Okay. So before I want to say, but I'm saying men found my higher, obey me day. Do you understand? But then, it was set parliaments no more passing maybe the banner how basically are regulating foreign nationals or more renting or more renting. I mean, say you see. How did the person even enter the country and say no ababekase or pedaya?
That's where the problem is coming.
Do you understand? Some of these things so mubu o mani guswa. I mean niema be say no e 20 min twada ewo Ghana ha say you know. I mean say omubehwe no machine sem no mokena ejina if you can see mo betimi ahihye bibia to ho na do any to rent control so there. Money fear for us and me rent fear and sim kono obi beba beje na wodi misika ama me free us ansem no na ye omoka na we need the no fear genesika o rent control. Okay,
no, but then looking at it, you know, say how did the foreign nationals get into the country in the first place? Crap ones are all high down. Is this exposing the loops in the Ghana Immigration Service? Maybe the president should act like swiftly on this particular security department, because as immigration issues is becoming too much in Ghana.
Now immigration for Nangasa expose be crab by allegedly people were talking about the fact that allegedly 20 cities now nipa bear 20 room.
How?
Yesterday I cited a video na nkofo bi omote enye wheelchair sa de omudi bonwe saboba bus ye ne tarifom pam na omote so omode okay omo excuse me say omo ye abafan omo ye kan twa lepers omo de omo empabo ahihye omo sa omo de pia form ni bi no. 2 of them were entering Ghana and obi ye mu the video. I don't have the video but I saw the video. Obi bisa say sani pam ye ya immigration for eja omo mu wura Ghana na adwuma ben pa no mo be ye. What I say, there makes me say yes. Allegedly, people are talking about the fact that there are so many loopholes where your borders, no immigration for no tighting. But then we are happy say inside Hano omo start here omo eye adwuma ewo ho.
And for on the same immigration issues, as I say, I say there are loopholes in the immigration law. Me no ka say ababetoja say enipa duanan mienu metre 42 a really the yetimi state omo nationality to be Nigerians. Aye chema ade aye deport omo every Ghana hanum say say omo de omo ho akofore eye ahyawo ne ne kekeka ho. Inti as you can see on the screen, we kra de efi Nigeria for na ehu se deport omo krofo. It was a breaking news. 42 Nigerians have been deported from Ghana's Ashanti region following rulings by various courts over alleged prostitution, fraud, and other related offenses. It says, somebody will ask that, what do we do now? Because as a Nigeria faji kuruna boso.
Well, said the maybe by Ghana must go no. People were talking about Nigeria 2 months ago.
Okay.
It's quite, you know, you're more penny for Nabaso in some way. It got to a time Ghanaians had to travel from Ghana and go to Nigeria because they are going to see greener pastures. You see, if a Nigerian is moving from Ghana to Nigeria, if
they are moving from Nigeria to Ghana, from Ghana to Nigeria.
No, when they are moving from Nigeria to Ghana.
Okay. So about Abuchi.
Some Thanksgiving and we've seen a lot of Nigerians in Ghana here talking good about Ghana and how I mean how they feel about the whole thing, the whole country.
Okay.
And yes, indeed. Any ade Ghana must go no say am say you drew pointer e between aka say Nigeria to must go.
So as we can see on the screen, so nebusian for we mabawa sebi ye trema omoye beye idiosom mienu, that is 72 ye trema sa emawe, they are involved in prostitution and sabrede ye omonso ye deport omo Ghana Immigration Service for deporting to show mo bebrebe nyina Ghana omo akra se ofi Nigeria ba be ye adwuma wo Ghana no obeba no osu joint no mu gina ho circle no mu gina ho choice no mu gina ho so just a vantage point baby mu gina ho ene omo ye adwuma ade be che na be hu se video circulate woni Ghana ni bi ku adanya owi adwuma no wo so obeji ni 50 wo ma ni 20 ene omo de face so sa. And you know say prostitution is illegal in Ghana.
Yeah, it is illegal in Ghana. It is very illegal in Ghana. But then, oh yeah, dear, I'm saying our joints ni bidin.
Yes, I me call.
They be men can't say oh me say oh yeah, dear. I mean,
they be say oh can no man look is me unko hoye, but
boys no mo call the catcher. Okay, uni momo. Okay, and you know, yes, these are 72 Nigerian nationals are or more Ghana had just as you were saying, a bit more prostitution yeah, and you know now say the free Ghana as on our screens now. I am Mabawa free Nigeria ba Ghana. The omujumedi umbedi and say ombebo Ashawo branch. You can even 42 in Ashanti region and 72 and so has an say Kikako 114 ni padodo from Ghana to Nigeria.
Nigeria for
deport you o de na 11 no koka ho a na say
11 yin deport you
11 e bedu o ma say na say e bedu
enu so intimi nche so mo Nigeria for no muntimi omunye Nigeria. But let's look at the fact that this is not the first time ye deport a ma a omunye Nigeria for Ghana na say yakoche, because somewhere last 2 years, there were stories, there were videos. Ebikwane and crank tinkiti and sebe yadi omofi Nigeria ba Ghana, all in the name say omoba be ye juma. Yebeshe no ni oma join prostitution gang. Is it not high time say Nigeria government nankasakra, don't they have to take measures to curb all these things? Because SIA didn't say it indirectly, because me to come Ghana now we come like me ebomudin say yet high ebomudin Nigeria or as I say Nigeria is sitting on a time bomb. Trust me, because Trump list you the buy Nigeria didn't. I say even the international bodies be any suspension, any Ibionbeya said countries Nigeria day. Are Nigerians waiting for Ghanaians to stop them from coming to Ghana?
Now governments in India, no bet me. He just has also to me a year not on money chrome honum assets na a Ghana enya cra. I mean wahano. We know say it meets in a hacker crammy energy that other people want to even join us any other. But then almost one head you on Baha Mobedino. I mean. It's not nice that anytime we foreign national when you say fraud or we are mentioning Nigerians. It may be kidnapping. Now, yes, we are kidnapping.
Yes.
They were talking about the fact that Ghana, this is not part of our culture, and they were pointing Nigerians.
Nigerians.
And deep down, not one or two, say three about two. Nigerian for whom Ghana has say. I mean, it is high time. Say almost. Na yehe how best but yambo immigration for us omo mo ye adwuma internally no omo borders ne so ne de omo kra because if yes bas na ba omo mugum no nipa ebia nipa be se 40 omugu bas ba kuma etimi omu nyina asi
okay
na omo kon wan another route no ma ko shia bas no be before.
Wow.
Do you understand? I mean, a lot of things are going on our border and so I was Ghana immigration because more inside and I'm a Ghana police service no more bread.
Na omo de car enam crew omo ye
is not the best. They are feed your no
operation no more chichin crofo and I think say if we are going to hold people accountable for what is happening about the intrusion of Nigerians and all that maybe the first people would hold responsible the Nigerian government. The second people maybe will hold responsible Ghana immigrations or more borders, because I don't think say you would go to US, you would go to UK, these countries on a silver platter. Sebe obetimi asa kwotena ho akwakubo tutu abrabo to say hey it is your country.
Well, I think say most of the other countries na nyama bi say to say the ekoso ha no ebi koso wo ho but maybe America say bi omo ho de no it's on the low. Oko Morocco omo cross from Morocco to Spain no go. It is happening, but then as a country so we on hihye here e betimi aboa because me kan e bi cry immigration for mo shede ni akande gidigidi bi o betimi dey regulate your border no ho nsem ene ade enti ni nyina e ka ho bi but then this year dey ye best ro mo se mo form na nsi form na especially Niger for no mo ha adwen wo kroma dodo
omo do so nanso obusen for yes sorry nsem ne so akopi nsem for so dey nrada ye the updates bi ebro efa abayo and din edit Tracy Shey this young girl when they say ekofa and say wo grooming wo training is and say eja wamane nyom atrend ahete asem ne fare ba nyina ekosi say over the weekend yankasa ye sister Fia na or celebrating the 10 years in the music industry to where all white party bi ananya sem ketwa Akufo-Addo Emma Komfo kwade crack ko perform was as you can see on the screen. So this is a video of Tracy Shey abrana or performing sister Fia and all white party no ase na performance no ene de nsem bebre eba ye Emma when the Shey ebe tweety ye beka say managing and as a mentoring child no aya na more thing because parents no edwo mo ho for mo aya na ha adwene and some way koso no Ghana for the only momo wasemba enya de ho be chew and we start say omudo mu nsa etene sister Fia so say wamfa obuo ama Wendy Shey onu ani colleague one no ewo industry ni mu sebe opese Wendy Shey ebe performing show so ma Wendy nya we say we bia Wendy say but one cashe one makra no akogina stage because Tracy no say she ni nka ne di ho a akonye Tracy sister Fia babonten aba be church nsem mu a ebusia ochiremu na che say asem a ekotwi kwabraman a sebe yaso na pampa so ewodwama so amanfo ka ne dendenden no ono onim ho hwe ono kra wonim kwan a eye akola Tracy Shey efa so be pies ewo ni stage so a wobeye monsole mame because say Wendy anu akashe because Wendy Shey Tracy Shey ochema she is innocent into osre no ni show na waye no na all she show no sebe ebe konkan ede amano na as to say why na we den na why na ye den de onim ho hwe enti wo screens ne so a This is a tweet from Sister Fia. Nidia we used to ex Queen Solomon or set press statement. My attention has been drawn to a number of social media stories, videos, and write-ups suggesting that I personally invited the young lady Tracy Shea onto the stage during my concert. And she said the mekano ochema or the show, but or tete say nkofo kase or no and I said be wodene pe etunsa edefre Tracy Shea emaneba ni jumedi no I say I wish to clearly state that I have no knowledge of how or when she got onto the stage, and I did not personally invite her to do so. Into my Canada that onim kwanya Tracy Shea no kura bejina so ebejina stage no so ene ono so wantonsa amfreno. At this moment, my main focus is on the overall success of my 10th anniversary celebration in the music industry, which was a significant milestone for my career. I am currently holding a series of meetings with my management and team to review all aspects of the event. A detailed response on this matter will be issued at the appropriate time. Once again, I sincerely thank my fans, supporters, colleagues, sponsors, and general public for the immense love and support shown to me during this historic celebration. Your encouragement means a lot to me. Sister Fia, into a trema semne de ne ho song timunsusu entwambo no ewo internet no eso na emom ogusua wone eye ne team no eye nhwehwemu a wo mo kasa etie na be ya obehu de course pa ema abofra no ebepie mu ewo eye the show no eso etie mrepam no ode ho anu ye ebeba Chris migidi se asem watete ho mpampan ya enra ne enne nyina manfo eka ho asem usha baby asem no ice quality abedru no nanke wo se asem we bedru ha na
any question can be drew her. You know, I don't know how now Sister Fiasi young lady. I don't know how the small girl got on the stage. Do you understand? I don't know whether there's a separate management aside when they say.
Okay.
Do you understand? It's me how akranisi go PM Akufo-Addo
in the first place.
In the first place, I was a stage na okasa na or perform men kind of sa ma we koso the moment akra be start say or gidin through obi awagidin dada so no, then you see say family no man start na omodo omo ho emengel mu ene ade ebisi okuma say so onu market any be you.
Yes, be you.
It happened.
Yes.
And my concern bebre and akra na sa back no, it's not like time or everything was okay. You know? And I think that this is high time. It is high time. Parents, no, any family, no, they get to know how to go about it. Because said and some no, you don't know how said and how the kid got there. And is it that or a separate management aside when they say grooming or so grooming, no, and assessing? Yeah.
Abusia won same way mun rende she so ababonten abetre ni nsemu yenko na yenkuti se de odin 72 ja.
Hi guys, so I want to wish you a happy new year. Happy new year from Nigeria. Yes, I'm in Lagos right now for the Afrima and some music business. And me who said nyama be trendy social media, and I have to clarify one or two. I believe so probably about Meba Tracy, yeah, performance be a course so and so first of all, me who comments be brave. A lot of people are saying so when the chef go back to her parents and blah blah blah, and me perceive me clarify. Number one, Tracy, I don't live with Tracy. Tracy on Tim and Chain. Every time you see Tracy with me, you should know that there is an auntie. Auntie Ekameho. She works as her manager. Her parents are also always with her, and even her siblings, including her uncle. He plays the role of a road manager. Yes, and so every time someone who tracing so a woman who piano na she's on vacation, either she's on vacation and I say oni school. I always make sure so every time Tracy is with me, oni school So what I do in Tracy's life, and I say, as I pledged, as a mission in school, in education, from class 5 to uni, it still stands. I do that. And what I also do is that anything she needs, her parents let me know, and once I'm aware, I provide it. Anything Tracy needs, I give it to her. And people were also asking, now Wendy Shay, what are you mentoring? What is this mentorship about? Okay, so Tracy, her real name is Tracy JC. But Obianim said when she came into the limelight, because of the affiliation with me, I'm a fan under my wings. People call her Tracy Shay. So once the Shay is attached to her name, publicly, anything she does affects me. And her affiliation with my brand definitely makes it comprehensible. And say Mekasa may mentor Tracy. Anything about her appearance, the stage presence, entire or share edical stage, so the kind of words she will say, and some of Becca, how to relate to the type of audience that she's performing to. Before she gets on stage, I prep her. I make sure she says the right things. And I believe say who video be circulated say and about a week ago she went to a show to perform.
Chris, we nsemo yankasa yenuaba Wendy Shay finally wabetu nenumutu enrada ne maame be kasa ya utimu say na mama Shay na ye ne yapa say ne ba ne obi papa na apparently no yede bone den echa ne ka but utie Wendy Shay nsemo a waka yedu etri na che say waka kosi say one abusuafo na kasa ama omotimi asolve problem ni baby ewo wapachew in the name of Tracy but na be ka say this is a mistake say Wendy Shay ebe decide say or their akra no the why no like in the parents in forms or the beche na fe they move on and she will keep on taking care be just saying this is where she draws the line because ye name future occurrences also the why you manage a pain and
Well, from the very start, or started say on some of these things were looping somewhere. Now it is obvious that some of these things, maybe say BCC. When the Shanga di two Jana say na crano afani jindia batana hono. The name be or ye ni adino. Or say menkana say or mentano said the ya uncle baby kugun anymore seniade. It's not bad, but then to our own. So our destiny help us a king. Udi unity your near my be a man for the man show. Do you understand? And I think say it is good says see or kase or ne or more akasa edin komo because promise now promise or say very hard to see university. And no dear it is something why not you say oh
promises are meant to be
yes I understand but then either say or better akra man the parents now at twice wash because you mean is your promoting you mean and you know yetia my handy say you that's what better akra man ne maame na ne support na ko and as I said you also the akra ne be bata no ho no onhwe na won say parents no are okay whatever nkomo mo di bia no omo agye atum ahyehye ho amana yeye se beba mposo omo van krata nto ho no mo nsensan ne ma they have to agree to it no mo nsan enye sa adwuma no be din ama no entine ma mienu so se oni akra ne be nante a onhwe how best that they will all agree to one particular thing na oni akra na nante enye sa or education support no de ma akra no on fast on koso mfama no nemum onti akra ne ma ne maame na no nga sanya bi
no oti na man oyi she ne free akra ni din so
exactly because say edino enema odi akra no bata no so o mento no enti say wo hwe ne say everyday ko fan nsem bebre di aba ma akra ne nko Tracy Jesse no nko ni school I mean say ni school di oguso a okọ ni niam obeso ye as Tracy Jesse na akra na ngasa nko so no onye den onye na onfa support no nko emfa nko ball mo ana access obese akra no still na oben no ne ye adwuma dia o make sure say obi agi bibia tum nya china ne wo fa bia ba say menti ase what I say yentina ase do you want to agree to this?
Exactly.
Yes, Matthias. Inti family ni nyina agya tum ti china yen kwoti assemble for bia because some of these things it happens.
Small girl ya no say if anything.
Abigail, yes.
One Afronita.
Yes.
You
see, some of these things at I see. And the name of me also near Crown Bay Ebenantia, making sure that everything will be ajatum. And then the bonding so say, because of some of these things, you know, engine tomb says, say, Nebeko. What I say, and yes, answer the Akwana Qua. Tracy Jesse, no one in school.
Okay, so that is all about it. Now let's move on to the United States of America. President Donald Trump seems not to surprise everyone each day, each time. He's just coming up with a lot of policies and all that. And as you can see, moving on to USA, a lot of things are happening in US. Trump is trending since the beginning of this week. It has been Trump, from the Venezuela attack to a whole lot of issues. And you could see that President Donald Trump is up to something because day in, day out, he comes out with new policies. And it seems like people have the notion that these policies that Trump is coming up with tends to affect Africans the more. Right now, what is the new policy that Trump has introduced in US? My brother Chris is here. He has more updates on it. Chris, what's happening in US as it stands now?
Yes, I'll say there has been a very new list of countries that are facing either travel ban or restrictions, or some of them are they are supposed to make deposits. They are supposed to make payments or make a deposit before you be granted a visa to travel. So currently, as I'm speaking, about 60% of Africans, about 60% of African nationals, they are facing either travel ban, visa restrictions, or they have to pay a large deposit to visit the United States. So now 20 more African countries have been added to the list of countries that are facing some of these travel bans by the United States of America, courtesy the president, Donald Trump. Yeah.
So if you understand right now, if you are from a certain country, that very soon we'll be putting the list on the screen. That means that before you go to the United States of America, there is an amount of money that you would need to pay. But why do you think he's doing all this?
I mean, he wants you to prove with or is it unreasonable doubt or something. You have to be able to prove that yes, indeed, if it is visit, yes, you go, you visit, you come back. If it is a conference, you go, and then I mean probably after the conference you return. If you are going to stay and work, you have a startup some amount of money that you can use whilst you probably start work. If it is school, he knows that you can pay for your fees and everything. So it's not just that you move and you just be granted the visa anyhow. You know, he knows it happens in some of the embassies that people will just go with fake documents, try to prove themselves that yes, indeed, they are going for visit, they are going for school and all that. But then I said now, due to certain things that is happening in some other countries as well, has been a huge factor to some of these new regulations that President Donald Trump is bringing. So yes, it is going to affect a large number of countries. But then we all know that Ghana, as we speak now, the president is working on the foreign affairs minister.
But some country, we've gotten some country citizens of some countries reacting to this particular incident and scene, and some are talking about the fact that the amount of money is too huge. So as you can see on the screen, it says more than 60% of African nationals now face travel ban, visa restrictions, or have to pay large deposits to visit the US. The Trump administration just added 20 more African countries to its visa bond program that requires applicants to pay up to 15,000 deposits for a visa. So when you come down, you can see the countries subject to visa ban. We have the Department of State has identified nationals from these countries as needing visa bonds, the implementation dates are in parentheses. So we have Algeria, which theirs is going to start from 21st of January 2026. We have Angola, the same date. We have Antigua and Barbuda also being 21st January. Bangladesh being 21st January. Benin 21st. Bhutan 1st January. So theirs has already commenced, as we can see on the screen. So these are some of the countries that apparently found themselves on the list of President Donald Trump. Is it a way to stop Africans? Because this 15,000 is a huge amount that when you convert to Ghana cedis, stock of Nigerian naira, it's a huge amount of money. But Nigerians, let's focus on Nigerians because they are also part of this list. And somebody is complaining that converting that 15,000 to Nigerian naira is a lot of money, meaning Trump is trying to stop Africans from going to US.
Yes, I mean, when that was, let me say, a pledge that President Donald Trump promised the good people of the United States of America that when he come, he will try as much as possible to protect his citizens.
Okay.
Bear in mind, just June, about 6 or let's say less than 5 months ahead of us, we are going to have the World Cup being played in the United States, Canada, Mexico. And as we speak now, the ICE, they are, I mean, they are very serious. Okay. Currently, there was an incident, as in Minnesota or Minneapolis, there was an incident where an ICE officer shot. The person is even a citizen. Now, President Trump is talking about the fact that it was self-defense. Okay. You see, so they are very serious with their deportations and all that, so that come the 2026 World Cup, there is not going to be an extra addition that they cannot deal with. So yes, we still have some of the countries on our screens. Yeah.
So we're continuing from Bhutan. We have Botswana, 1st January, which has already started. As you can see, okay, so this is coming from Samuel Kudjeto Ablakwa, responding to Trump's new regulation and policy. It says as many more countries face U.S. visa sanctions and 15,000 visa bonds, Ghanaians can be assured that Mahama administration will continue to pursue mutually beneficial foreign policies, objectives that align with our strategic national interest and that ensures our citizens are not disadvantaged. Trust us to keep fighting for you, for God and country. So this is what Samuel Kudjeto Ablakwa, the Foreign Affairs Minister, has brought out, saying that since we didn't see Ghana in the list of countries Trump produced, meaning that they are being efficient and they are working so hard to protect Ghanaians, should we give our our foreign minister a round of applause for a hard work done?
Just as I said earlier, I said that yes, indeed, our foreign affairs ministry is working. But then, the President John Dramani Mahama's current administration is having some kind of a diplomatic core. How do I say a diplomatic tie with the United States of America that. Some of these deportations, there has been a lot of, diplomatic conversations that has gone on with this particular one. Bear in mind, when this list came initially, Ghana was part. But then at a point, with these deportations, where Ghana had to receive a number of deportees from United States of America, and then with this fraud issues that Ghana had to send some people from Ghana here to the United States to face the law and all that. Some of these things, the United States of America feels they never had it in the previous government. So when the list came and some of these kind of agreements that the Ghana government had with the United States of America is giving Ghana some of these benefits to be excluded from the visa ban. Okay,
so as we can see on the screens, this is from Samik James. He says, worth sharing top 20 items that recorded fall in prices in December 2025 as compared to December 2024. So as we can see, these are food commodities that are being sold in the market. Ghana so no say every year December 2024 and Akufo-Addo let me say they were even out of government because they are too baby. But even Sabre compared to Sabre say reduction no percentage na a very huge. Into garden egg say 56.7%, contomere 51.9%, fried fish nama awo 44.5, brofre, which is pawpaw 43.6, cabbage 43.2, tomatoes 39.8, okra 39.0, carrots 27.6, shea butter 21.4, green pepper 21.0, millet 20.6. And so this is really saying say I mean, and rather than a celebrating 1 year of President John Dramani Mahama, I mean, in the inauguration, it was just a year yesterday, and you mean some of our media friends and I say our media sisters or so and Ghana phobia kasa, how are they seeing it? Some are expressing displeasure. It be just woman who say it be just woman who be. But from this, I think we would say that this government is doing well.
Well, we'll probably say so. But then, if you are still with us, you can also send in your ratings. It'll be 100%. If you are still watching us, you can send in your ratings in the comment section. 100%. President John Dramani Mahama 1 year saying that we'll rate it. But then, 20 items that have recorded a significant fall in prices. December 2025 in the list na Sami Jemfi Edi Abano enti wo hwa se omo aye omo analysis ye and as omo menka na omo research ye na omo de list we about then yes indeed there's a very significant mechanism price change and as a price fall in some of these commodities and as a nnuane aye ton wo market na I mean, abwa 2025, a year Christmas,
So is this exposing the MPP of all the lies that na economy was okay? They're like, the way they are still defending their tenor, brand no more so no. Now even yesterday was an update in fuel prices. Gone where the days are not diesel ni super ni 20 something ni 18 near there, then I'm 11 ni 10 near there. So you could see, say, even in terms of fuel prices, in terms of food commodities, there is reduction. You share, you kind of saying your GDP near there. We are seeing significant changes near there. This is exposing MPP.
Kind of. As I say, no more no more kasa. They try to make it look say NPP for ni say about what is currently happening. But then almost I told me how be kase. Almost say you muja to ho and omabe to amasa significant changes here by na de be ameka say de otiapa na adwene hu apaso ze say na ye kana asem enti entimi nkwa akire say ye de abasobo ne kwa akomo President John Dramani Mahama na teso sese ya ye hu some of these significant changes here yes the above na baby afo price na me to baby na me expect say gauge ne be kwa akoda no abroso ansa na me ko hu say oh so much fuel so. And you see some of these things memuni no we no here so na ma atete ono ne ni ji age no enye na GDP na fall in inflation na checking 5 point something enti enye no niema bi say na I mean memuni no omo hwa omo edebeka say aban na ya de na so onya de enti sisi e we know say omo de abasobo ni na be ma the President John Dramani Mahama na aban omo te so sisi e no
okay ebusia for yen sorry so anaye kopie mu ewo dadilumba ene team legal wife ne kunchacha munyina kabo mu omo akache yen nim se na nka omu sie dadilumba wi a asem nkoda adwobreo obi ampe de ba bi nye den emfa na so kame I say the aftermath of the burial of dadilumba no akoye nsem bebre me ne okase osofo kunchacha first na nka nim se papa shi eneja wo kuni ade wo dadilumba but we de kumchacha ene de ne ho aba be for nsem we mu na nanu adom kopie mu e wo United Showbiz jumedi ni so no eni kwakumenu ena chese wo mo kire wo madwene kakra de afa dadilumba nsem no ene team legal wife me ka team legal wife ana me pa che ma me akosua sewa ensem ni koye no eme se the kumchacha nsem bi okan ye eni kwakumenu nsem bi okan ye it didn't sit down well with team legal wives and so mu enye de be wodia na kokumenu de sebe waka ne ho atwem o mpese obekasa na kumchacha osofo mu a ebusiafo amaga na fo bebre na ka ne ho asem sofo de enka we ni mekwa abane sa kasa tintin we nyina no enka ehu enhye da ehia se obetena TikTok so ene ema eyiya no banta for banta sebe nimguase atu asofo de ebi ka se Ghana sofo ena amasebe Christosum ayeden ede ama Christopher
kumchacha me the oyo sofo 31st ya na ko Reverend Stephen Adumchi dua ho a wo ba nim so wako papa ho a wo ba die ni na go so afoforo bibia sesa but them still na the oye na oye because and some be say I don't know I think I saw a video na okutan sani ade di bodio or something. It's not nice. I mean, no video na said and some no buy na is not very nice. Okay. I mean, from a banner side or so from side response na kukoso no Charlie.
Abusia for yenko na yenko tie kumchacha ne nsema ode tuja ye ba anu yi a eraba no so de man ye bekwa akutie.
Say sister ya won nam yi TikTok wa I say obo ho agi udin wo ho ankrofo na woman power mami ka sam cho se hwe woman gather fikura want to me why you wo say exhaust pipe what aya wo mama tin at semanten alalat na wonam we sister wo ben na ye wakoko aso obi okoyi awode ye akoko aso obi okoyi funso ntoma anafisa wo beka na nkrofo ye no sofukum chacha ena jai na janti no eyewde waye wanim den at sasament yesu atoguso wanu nsuo se June July wate odie oso beba bra na memenya bayela adwo ena me maka wo mi video mu bebre se Mami Akusu ya se wa sofukum chacha mimi nidi natam na mi video na me ye no ena mo se da akutwa baabi me kan se wo mo edi Mami Akusu ya se wa echi no ebi tietwi no ebi eye nipa bonefo ena mo se da yi efuru ona mo de yato aso Mami Akusu ya se wa me ni program e di sister na wonam wona why you hwia to stay telia aya hwia se na di etetere kraman no a wo se wo be di sofukum chacha atam no sa aboa kwase ya de so obi ye no ka na wa start ya me so me wo ho kwasam
fa ujimi ne bla me ni bu tru ni go nu ma ya ma so Ghana so na ambulance ni ho no me ni egu tru fa me ho bu fu de bla be sia abu ye mu nyina hwehwe asye ni pa wa dore sa de sa pesa o to ne to me ba be jina ba be konta to porto mu kru
Abusia for eye osofukum chacha eni goti nsema ode tudwa na chese woni Iran din ede akuasika a ono eye Ghana ni de sha wa ma no ne na chese ono e wotim legal wife no omo side nesa asem na kum chacha ebe kanye no woni kwakumenu ko kanye na chese wagire mutenteman se wobeko ede amama mi akusua se watim legal wives didn't come and play but Chris we necessary efunu ni esi newi anameboa but yebedi hu nkomo yenko ne yenko hwe ensemo a ekuase wa etoma na yekuja
amuchi yese trumutia aba bi jino wakwa no papa panyini titini pate se wo kwasia wo dedue ho se hyetobo oni hyetobo adedue ho sa ba jina wo himsu bp ni pressure kasa nyina num so ten kasa nyina num so ten kwasia bra bewu fa me ho bufu ba bewu ate Luma na kono fa ujimi ne bla be wotu na watwa be kuram ya ma woso Ghana so na ambulance ni ho no fa me hu bufu de bla be wu abu ye mu nyina hwie kwase ni pa wa dore sa de sa pese but me ba be jina ba be konta me against like man obi in can show homie me a real G motherfucker I got a spirit me so more day fucking obaba me so spiritual ba me ni good true ni go nu abu afunu you see them twehwam men ye gu trum no onum asia why sa half kwan no otututu sa otone topoto mu kren o ba begini me se me twehwam no men ye gu tru onim mu trum se wo chimechi wa mebo na me maji me ho akere wo a bro wo kote begira so kote tietia wo kote tietia no tie boti pru se kase ba yere no e be gina so sa fa wo jimi da obi a me meja wasema ma o hye na me ma set wo free no kwase ya wo nipa me ma manta ma me betwa wo mene me do your sacrifice aba and as also kase me nya no and me kunu kase me nya ho life ma na ne na mo ba bi dwuno ho me ma sane wo fidie no u bejimi am ye jimi kire mo asia me so wonim tantan system on tennis question kwasia no huntini se konkomani kwate abua ofifififi ho senka se bayre fa kwasia dada wo bp wo kwa no meduro wo koda no meduro na wa fa me ho ankwa nkogu no meduro me gina oba be sie gina etutu mi 10 minutes etutu mi 9 a kire wo
into kwano say enye ne be ende because said the eraba no edene nsema betu dwan the kumchacha we know ono nso me sure say wo hyedem a wo tre script enche ono nso de ba betu monten so but impanimfo te say kumchacha ne maami we like are they supposed to go on this tangent?
Oh me I don't know say a year I don't even know what should go and trigger some of these things Bill. Emma omume kasa say, do you understand? It's quite unfortunate, sir. And there might be say so the aftermath of a year that lumba you see, you know. Anyway, so also for said all kind, in him so be also for social dema or yen nice script or prepare the whole kama na or they reply aba.
So with this air course, you said the lady is fighting on behalf of Mami Akushia Sewa. After Nukuna Yeno, has she come out? Has she said anything? You say now no, you sit him legal wives for eco paying a visit. Sebe or more donations near their command during the festive season near there. Did she say anything? Sebe ebema jubro abana sanema winning Twitter.
I mean, aside your bro, beba, and aside your bro, man. Obi afunu ni maame akosia se wa ho. Do you understand? Obi so ya no pa no fa ne phone no so be kasa. I mean, untimi ye ne hwe. Ebia ono na wo se won sorry na onka bibi mfa nkere o mo amugu so o mo ka ho nsem no se we bia say na esi. I mean, we ma bibi ankoda din na so that we move forward. And only bia di obetimi aye. Aside that na dey obi kokasa na tie obi sisi ya ono so be fa ne phone na so aso live na ne.
Wow. And so for kumchacha nensemo no, is it that lady ni di kan ko kan kumchacha ana se kumchacha ne di kan ko kan lady no e nansem we nyina sha?
I think that ne kumchacha nsem kan ye no, I think that or yes one kasa fantia ma me akosa se wa.
Okay.
But ohun se bloggers o makotwa some portion of it. Na I'm saying hono no ko huni say obso ma edit video no se sense o ma di AI aframu na ma ne kasa
enti no be bodua
hanti am say mumu na me hu say yi insane ade. I don't know whether, but I'm sure say na you do obe kasa ho. Then later me no point na me hu lady in the video no, and I was like, hey, then they see yes afterwards no obe can say be about lady no e ma no so ebe de oye.
Yes, na chese kumchacha ebusia nsema okokan ye no na edisansem we nyina ye den e bai apparently no the woman ne say duabo nyina ebe mu akumchacha chimsa asem no onimu hwe baba wa ne nye na dwensa asem no obeje mu ne ejan mu echina. Now moving on to other issues, you know, currently in US we know US to be one of the countries that provides major help and assistance when it comes to countries that are going through lows and downs and ups and all that. Like they offer helps crisis, yes, they offer helps a lot, and in terms of crisis to other countries and all that. And currently we know that Somalia is going through crisis and all that. As you can see on the screens, it says President Trump withdraws from international organizations that are contrary to interest of the United States. So, Chris, this is what is coming up from the White House. Can you give us more updates on this issue?
Yes, indeed. I cited earlier that President Donald Trump has promised to the good people of United States of America has been his cause ever since he came back as the president, and he's making sure that all the organizations that he was signed on, all the people that he joined, all the organizations that the U.S. was supporting, so they can also reach out to other people, other parts of the world. He makes sure that he stops some of all these things. That is why a lot of people were talking about the fact that recently when they invaded Venezuela, Ghana had to come out and talk about how they were disappointed in the move of President Donald Trump. And some of these things are what Ghanaians are saying that it can happen to Ghana, because first of all, we are lucky that we are not part of the visa ban. We have this on our screens, BBC News Africa. The US has suspended all assistance to the Somalia government, alleging that officials destroyed a UN World Food Program warehouse and seized donor-funded food aid intended for vulnerable Somalis. So yes, going forward to the to Somalia. We know that they stopped, just as you said, they stopped all the funds that they were giving to some of these organizations. And it happened that there is still some kind of crisis going on in Somalia. And the World Food Program, US donates about $2 billion, I think, every year to the World Food Program. But then as we speak now, President Donald Trump has suspended all the aid or all the support that they are granting to Somalia. So he's saying that America first. He sees that some of these organizations are being too bureaucratic. Let's read this. He said, today, President Donald J. Trump signed a presidential memorandum directing the withdrawal of the United States from 66 international organizations that no longer serve American interest. 35 non-UN organizations, 31 UN entities. So that is making it 65. So yes, if you are not serving the interests of the United States of America, yes, indeed, he will make sure that they withdraw all their supports and yes. So all the foods that they support to the UN, that is what they are trying to cut off, because there are so many countries that were benefiting from this particular World Food Program sent from the United UN. Then the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, also, talked about it, making a reinforcement to what the White House posted. He's saying that today, President Donald Trump announced the U.S. is leaving 66 anti-American, useless or wasteful international organizations. Review of additional international organizations remains ongoing. So there is a possibility that they are going to add extra organizations to the 66 that they have already withdrawn from. These withdrawals keep a key promise Donald Trump made to Americans. We will stop subsidizing globalist bureaucrats who act against our interests. The Trump administration will always put America and Americans first. Yes, so this is from the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, his statement that he said that, yes, indeed, now President Donald Trump, he's withdrawing from 66 organizations. These organizations, they feel that they are being too bureaucratic, and all their paperwork, all their policies that they are bringing out is going against the Americans. So if your paperwork, all your bureaucracies are not going in favor of America, then definitely they are going to go against you. So you can take us through some of these organizations that the UN is associating themselves with. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, it says list of international organizations the US has withdrawn from. So the non-UN organizations, we have 247 Carbon Free Energy Compact, we have Colombo Plan Council, we have Commission of Environmental Cooperation, Education Cannot Wait,
European Center of Excellence for Countering Hybrid Threats, Forum of European National Highway Research Laboratories, Freedom Online Coalition, Global Community Engagement and Resilience Fund, Global Counter-Terrorism Forum, Global Forum on Cyber Expertise, Inter-American Institute for Global Change Research, Intergovernmental Forum on Mining, Minerals, Metals, and Sustainable Development, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, International Law Commission, Revise Controdian Council, Global Community Engagement and Resilience Fund, Global Counter-Terrorism Fund, Global Fund of Cyber Expertise, Global Forum of Migration and Development. We have Inter-American Institute of Global Challenge Research, Intergovernmental Panel on Mining, Metals, I think I mentioned it earlier, Intergovernmental Science Policies, platform on biodiversity and ecosystem. So you could see all these countries, all these organizations apparently are being left. I mean, US is trying to leave all these organizations.
Yes, that is what is coming from the White House currently. This is a very big news. You see, it is a very big news for the US to disassociate themselves from these organizations. It is going to, cause a lot of havoc out there.
Okay.
And they feel that these organizations are not serving the interests of the United States of America. Whatever that they are doing is of their own interest, and they feel they have to put their people first. They sometimes delay. You see, the reason why President Donald Trump is doing some of these things is because they feel like sometimes the support that is sent to some of these organizations, that is not how they, also present their support to the people or whatever that they are supposed to do.
They don't serve the
Look
right
at Somalia. What happened there? Because of the crisis that is going on, the UN World Food Program, they had a warehouse there. They destroyed it. And they took custody of the food that they presented to them that is supposed to serve the vulnerable Somali people. And when President Trump sees some of these things, the best thing he will do is to disassociate himself from those organizations. So it is something quite unfortunate that is coming. And as we speak now, they are still doing a lot of, talks on how to, withdraw from more other organizations that the US were signed on. So, yes, coming from the White House, a very bad news, we could say.
Trump is really doing too much, as it's been said, that
Yes,
he's really doing a lot.
Yes, that is his promise to the people, and he won't fail them. Yes.
But with his withdrawal in these organizations, are the organizations still going to hold as it is, looking at the contributions of the US to these organizations being the majority contribution?
Yeah, the amount that they contribute to some of these organizations is very huge. Maybe 60 to 70%, they play a major role in supporting some of these organizations, and a whooping 66 of them. That's a lot. It started with World Health Organization. It came down to some forums that they were attending, about climate change and all that they were attending in Brazil. They didn't even attend.
These organizations, are they going to, is there anything maybe like they can do, serve the purpose of whatever amount or whatever contribution is being made to the US that will make them, or is there even a probability that the next president can go back to these organizations?
Well, I understand the next president or the next US administration can, revisit some of the policies, because all these things are policies. They are memos, policies that they are bringing out. The president has to append his signature and ensure that they withdraw. But then I am of the belief that probably the next administration can revisit some of these policies so they can go back to these organizations and then try to, give their support. But then there are other countries that are also supporting. It's not just the US. There are some other countries that they are supporting some of these countries. But now the United States of America are withdrawing because they feel they are not serving their purpose.
Okay. And looking at this situation as it stands now, how are the citizens of US responding to the new regulations and policies Trump keeps bringing in, day out? Because I can say for a fact that just this week there've been a lot of policy revisions and all that in US. How are the people taking it?
Well, in as much as he has the feel that he's serving the people, Americans first. Do you understand? It's like someone has come, okay, I want to do this, but then I'm doing it in favor of you. Do you understand? Okay. There is not much that you would want to say, to stop the person. Do you understand? Most of the things also happen that even the Congress doesn't even get to know about it. Do you understand? So it is going to be very difficult that as a citizen, you come out and try to condemn what is currently going on. You understand? Yeah.
Okay. So that is it about President Donald Trump and USA and the new regulations and policies that is being initiated in the country. Now, let's move on and let's come back to our country, Ghana. A whole lot of things are happening, and the fact that Amanfo Bibihune say Ghana, say especially the central or the capital of Ghana, which is Accra, is becoming choked, is becoming crowded. From accommodation to transportation to a whole lot of things. I say the living condition in Accra is becoming tougher and tougher day and night. Accra says Accra survival of the fittest. If you are able to survive, fine. If you are not able to survive, then it is you and your God. And say each one for himself, God for us. So Enona, one of the Ghanaian that what diaspora animal Ababonte Abekasa, which you say at this point there will be a need. Say we'll move the capital of the country to another region, probably Ashanti region, because you share Nanwa Sema is see ye cra just sorry 31st kakreya chaos course one not just say is a whole lot. Those that were traveling from Kumasi to Accra, it be say Adiananko or Okoyen so betimi aye no Kumasi anka own the traffic mu yenti nsema ewane de tuja.
I think the capital of Ghana should be moved. I think they need to change it ASAP. Because when one city becomes the center for opportunities, for jobs, money, government, nightlife, validation, what happens? What happens? It stops functioning like a city. Nigeria changed their capital from Lagos to Abuja. Now they have 2 major cities that are doing really well. Ivory Coast changed from Abidjan to Yamoussoukro. They're doing really well. Why is our capital still Accra? Honestly, why? I personally think it should be moved somewhere in the north, middle. I vote Tamale, Volta region, somewhere in the Volta region, like Ho, Sinyane, Takrade. Honestly. Accra is way too packed. If you want a good job, it's like, go to Accra. If you want connections, go to Accra. If you want something, whatever, I don't know, go to Accra. Why is it always Accra, Accra, Accra? I have nothing against Accra. Like, I went to school there. I grew up there. I have family and friends there. I love Accra, okay? There's so much to see in Ghana. So many beautiful parts in Ghana. Literally millions of people are competing for the same apartment, same jobs. People are dating the same women, same men. If major government offices moved from Greater Accra to other regions, I think prices would start making sense. Housing would not be so ridiculously high. Traffic, oh my God, the traffic. Thank you for the words so sweet.
For in some way, they are to Jadiama, no, not to say, it would be a good idea, say, you be moving the capital of Ghana from Greater Accra to the Ashanti region or any other region. I think Honorable Kennedy Japan in one of ne Aprobo na Obono making mentions will be movie ministry bisa kwa Ashanti region near there. Do you think is Ghana ready to move the capital from Accra to Ashanti region?
Okay, Ashanti region crowd but you know it takes a lot of do you understand? There are some government buildings that needs to be put up and you see moving the capital from Accra to Kumasi means parliament sittings, some of them, and I say especially parliament sittings might be held over there. The presidency probably has to be moved from Accra to Kumasi or any other region that they are taking it to. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. And one time when Cote d'Ivoire were moving from Abidjan to Yamoussoukro, I mean, it took some time, and so they finally settled. Nigeria from Lagos to Abuja too, it took some time before, I mean, they finally settled in Abuja. And I mean, Ghana, we can also do same. Because he mentioned something, the same people are chasing the same job, the same renting facilities, behind there. And now Kasafa even dating ho Accra dating a cycle. Ubetimi kwa masa besha. Oh minimum baby. It's a more dating pen. It is a cycle. Before you realize your friends they are dating the same guy, but you won't know. And just say a very true dama ufa hanuesha. I mean, it wouldn't be bad. So that we can also have a very large bigger city. Say Kumase Kra, we can also choose. They can take it to Afo. They should take it there. Go also side of Honor, Momuko Beam. Then Kase is your year quino, Komunko Beam.
And it's a guy still region.
Eastern region too is there. I mean,
Eastern region is closer.
Before any day closer, they can take you to Tamale. Do you understand? It is not a bad idea. It will help the country.
Okay. Ebusia not just say Jaiman penning for to decide. But then moving to the NPP Amanyuku no a campaign. Na me no ka say and Central Function with be akoso Emma a year NPP mechanic parliamentarians more a year by 119 omoja baba to just say aba enche omokwakoto on the 31st of January edi eyi presidential candidate no omoja support Emma Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia yebeko na yakwakotie ensem a omonkasa eto munum tu editu dwa yeba yebeto ansem ne so dia mom.
We are the new effective party, the elephant and winning symbol. We shall win to save Ghana. The elephant is a winning symbol. We shall win to save Ghana. We shall win. We shall win. We shall win to save Ghana. We shall win. We shall win to save Ghana. The elephant is a winning symbol. We shall win to save Ghana. The elephant is the winning symbol. We shall win to save Ghana. Eshi, 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 Radu, 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 Eshi, 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 Radu, Radu, Radu.
Those are the parliamentarians ene womo ayekrado se womo ekwakotai yankasa yade nyina the former vice president of our land Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia echi for the 31st January elections. Now we share screens no soa. This is coming from Amin Adam or say dropping Bawumia could keep NPP in opposition for 12 years. Chris, what is he trying to say?
I also dropping Bawumia could keep MVP in opposition for 12 years.
Yeah, 10 one say what you saying.
Or Chirese says moya man say mo mfa Bawumia nko. Na mo kwa kofa new face bia manaba ebeye din e de amom. Now I'm sure that he is speaking in the angle says NDC is still in dilemma. Who they are bringing. Some of them are talking about third term. Referendum. Ghana for the donor bejatum. And there's some kind of confusion. NDC mu. Amama for to manu and he says obi amobetime de na ba obetimi ejine nim ya afi no okosha ase from ase baby because he's been there before. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia anti sama amfa na amase kim NDC kan hu se nipa omde ne beba sisi has the mandate to go for 2 terms. What I say, imagine first 4 betwem next 8 esan so beka ho ay saying 12 years enti no and all one and this MPP for say best choice ebetimi ay Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
So can we say this is an indirect jab to Honorable Kennedy Japan?
Well, whether it is an indirect jab or a direct jab, or no, not drink train or tre. Do you understand? And per the scenario, my site is here, the amount. Said there should be a known face out there. Do you understand? Honorable Kennedy Japan, according to Amin Adams, no. Yes, indeed, he is known. But then, why not our core presidency? What being home pain?
Okay.
Do you understand? So I'm sure that is the perspective. And I say, now drink that is how. Dr. Amin Adams or try acquiring in some now. Do you understand? And if say MPP bet me and who say obeba abemo who say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and bet me apomo na waji to me among 2028 because say 2028 pamwa the person no obeba no can go 2 terms. That one there
from the NDC
side. So NDC we need 2028 with a different candidate other than President John Dramani Mahama or no also no 3rd term behind in adwene. They can go for 8 terms because nipa no beba no na adwene ni trimu nyina na so go 2 terms. So which will see the NPP in opposition for 12 years.
Okay. But the NDCs have stated categorically say they are not scared of Bawumia. So is Amin Adam not aware say NDC for the omunsuru Bawumia?
Well, NDC omunjuma nebetre. You understand? And the MPP starting, we are breaking the 8. A lot of people believed in them. What I say, but Munyuma, how the apathy is going to be like. And no any better so more to Amusu and I say Do you understand? Okay. Whether you are afraid of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or the NPP is afraid, say NDC will come and they will go for 8 more years, making it 12 years. If President John Dramani Mahama said you open here amount for who say even MPP for Nabi Osubempa came out and he was talking about the fact that President John Dramani Mahama is doing well. And you know, I mean from Sobian come fan say ya no be kono dia and e be yedin dia NPP in 2028. Even if some Mrs. candidate cry be yedin kakra dia mo.
Say ye de ken beba e be boye na yede Bawumia beba na no so bebo e den de ye maintain de wona.
I mean exactly that is how Ghanaians will feel like.
Okay. It was for not just say era Amin Adam and Odiabetuja. We've seen that the competition no are very tough and hard between Ken and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. There've been a lot of research for Global Info for the Omodia Bania there and a whole lot. Though say Bawumia is on top with a few, let's say, diggets, Ken is also trying according to Amin Adam there and Kebeye Amanis ebeye passe yede Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and this is more like a campaign for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because say ono ababonti no abeka say yemfa Bawumia mra enyesa yebeti no position acha one way or the other not sure say or can sembia to delegate for na dream who say Bawumia is the best option and the best candidate for the MPP right now, which I believe say some people too don't agree to it. To be say sticker the one nomination so obeji Amin Adam in sema or cannot to say Bawumia is the best candidate.
Well, you know, sticker or cross a carpet to Kennedy Japan camp no. It's been very vibrant in the campaign. Or Kasapans or no yeding. From NPP communications more baby or the abidru no yeding. It's no more the two jano. I mean a lot of people airborne abaso with the kind of support I was through behind Honorable Kennedy Akufo-Addo Japan. Engineer Kwabna J Japan, and then I'm who the campaign video. I'm say, hey, Papa, you also or your campaign there. Buzia Dombo family, no near the almost about the Casa crowd about the Brian Champon. If you must say family needs your more support. And I said, Buzia ne offer CBOs, and also supported Dr. Brian Champon. And the campaign, no, the everything I say, I had but then. Yes, as we can see, there are divisions. CCAO, MPP, will be any baby or supported, but on the MP for no na omoji many pounds you are supporting Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ade. I didn't say I could be a but then we still live to see January 31st. Will be winning as a flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party.
Abusia na chese that is all about ensema ekoso ewo Ghana hanum se nsem ne de doso na so de kruchi ne de bremu yenda mo asese munya brede hwe